Miramar. Yes, indeed. And we're going to be starting quite north here, James, north of Impala. And some of the southern teams are going to have to go to alt drops and try to grab cars and get into their locations here. But starting in Miramar, ending in Miramar. What a day. I love day 2 of PC.
So do I. And I was very concerned there just for a second in the drops when I turned away from it and then turned back. I thought somebody was going to be challenging the position of Twisted Minds, but that's not going to be the case because that would be insane. For all teams, I thought it was going to be Yoga Bonito. But no, they are going much further to try and get themselves good to go in this game. I think that Yoga Bonito understands that actually, if they continued on, their path, got themselves plenty of kills on board and just somehow really disrupted this lobby, there's a world where they could get some good PGC points from through this.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think there's a big shot where they are able to kind of lock in some. The question is it going to be enough with a good placement here? As we do have a VP home turf circle here, James. And with what Yoga Bonito was pointing out yesterday and where the kind of meta shifts a little bit towards and what VP tried as well with the third parties and the timings on engaging teams in the earlier stages where the points could come a little bit easier and it's not as important to hold down compounds in the first, maybe the start of second phase as it is for some of our previous tournaments here. So their attempt at a snowball was cool, but so far one placement point is not gonna carry you towards the top 5.
What is this? We don't get to watch the Nixie rave with random lights in his background? This is ridiculous. That's the only reason I was tuning in. Well, we'll see though. I mean, I think Virtus Pro, of course, having a home circle like this for Lost the Owners, for the loot, knowing nobody's near them as well, it's a bit of a boon. It's a bit of a feather in the cap here for them having only that one placement point yesterday. I am still a bit bemused that it was only one placement point, but you know what? Great teams can't be phenomenal all the time, I guess.
No, and to get the high placement points, you cannot try to snowball. You cannot try to get in and get those early kills and fail to get deeper into our late games as many times as they did yesterday. Every single game, they had great success with some of the pull-ups, some of the third-party timings, and we're kind of applauding them for it as well yesterday. But then, giving up positions, giving up areas that you can get a lot of placement points from and or have an advantage when it comes to fights, then that's the double-edged sword that is TPP and PUBG esports currently in its current meta.
Fairest headset cam, fairest forehead cam, very much active today, playing in from Cantera for this one. Storm on request. Oh, sorry, actually, no, it's Hive. That's actually going for a very early emergency pickup onto a circle like this. Coming out from... Wait, one person's left behind. Is that a bug on my map?
That was Mogor. He's looting for a bit longer. Maybe they have another EP in their early scouting or trying to get some cars maybe in the southeast. They knew that the plane pass was on the more northern side, so Port de Paraiso Road cars could be easy to grab here. And it is southeast of Lost Owners towards Puerto that they try to grab some of these cars here. The thing is that already with Yoga Bonito and also VP coming in, one guy go for the high ground here with rocks, the other guys try to get cars or maybe some other areas. Shots are coming in already. The thing with the Virtus Pro home turf circle here, James, is that I feel like the benefit of having the home turf circles in the very largest cities are so minuscule that it doesn't almost matter, right?
Yeah, I have to agree with you, especially when it's a home turf circle like this and it's Los Leones, chances are so many teams are going to be moving in on the edges of your city, your location,
right,
which actually stifles your opportunity to even get out of it, right? And that does definitely cause problems, I think.
Well, it might be, BP Finals 2 here for PC. That might be their kind of jam. They're just going to fight their way through it. And with the snowball that they've been trying to get rolling from the start, they haven't had the big games, but I could foresee a slight focus on both getting the kills, but also trying to get into positions where they can get those wins as well, because 10 points for the win is still so much. Purgatory shots here, connects onto Vitality. They're getting into the containers here. More shots in. Oh, that's a broken car. That's going to be easy damage here for Purgatory with the Dragonov and the 4X.
Yeah, I don't like that. Try and find yourself some cover. At the same time, construction workers did knock one of PGG as they were rotating on past them, so that's a nice easy point there for Pixelic. Salak is down. RV had moved quite nicely and quickly onto some of this high ground above here. And of course, in a circle like this, they know that a lot of teams are going to try and move beyond them when you take a spot like this. So they're going to be able to shoot a lot. And that's why someone like Ferris had like 300 ammo. Just shoot everything.
Just shoot everything. Make sure you get all of it. And they're really good at also utilizing the car's space as well, right? And obviously putting in utility, putting in anything in there. Bronco has 250 backspace, basically doubling your total available ammo utility. And so far, I've been really good at prioritizing that. Also with the mortars and the Panzerfaust, everything is just to enable you to get deeper and to defend or attack better. Now here, VAD and construction workers are getting into a little bit of a deeper side here, coming in from Impala, not high priority, but still coming in from an area where they have somewhat good shots though here from Kristalny. Get Dante down with the Saiga. I love the Saiga silenced. Oh my god, it's huge.
So do I. Yes, just the actual size of the silencer up on the S12K is huge. I love it so much. But yeah, not too much play is seen from it. Like, thankfully, for an urban ending or a potential urban ending down the line, it gains a bit of value. But of course, we are very far from that happening as a true ending here. Beanie sat way up top. As thankfully for him, he can get down with his parachute if needs be. He might be a little bit open. There's so many teams moving into the periphery, the edges of Los Leones here, Martin. I'm concerned for anybody towards the middle.
Yeah, and what a great addition that was some years ago. An emergency parachute if you fall down from high areas. I actually love that.
Useful.
That's, you know, there's always some of these things that we kind of talk to, oh, that's not going to be used a lot. But some of these things that have been added throughout the years have, you know, leveled up PUBG so much that it feels like PUBG 2 already.
Yeah, I mean, can you remember, like, actually there was times where people climbed on Los Leones, the big towers in the middle, and that wasn't in. And then they had to be like, okay, well, how am I getting down from here? It was a bit silly, but, you know. Times change.
Their teammates standing below trying to catch them, so they kind of slow down with rolling off the head and stuff like that. It's some time ago, yeah, but I've recently looked back at some of the older tournaments and I was like, holy shit, it's actually such a different game, sorry to say. And Boostic finds Schiller here. Schiller had such an impact yesterday for S2G, so losing him now here is actually super rough here for S2G.
Not best at all. Shido Wildcats just sat alongside Cantera at the moment. Nemesis doing their normal Nemesis things, coming in wide, coming in slowly, as all the rest of the teams are moving at a decent pace towards what would be eventually perching up around Los Leones. I think there are definitely some teams that are a bit more cautious about going a bit more gun-ho into the Los Leones area, like a Twisted Minds, for example. Look at how much space they're controlling over there. But of course, really does depend on how the circle is going to be shifting, and we'll see a lot of people in cars very quickly at that point.
I really hope this is going to be a proper Los Leones ending here. It would be so cool. I love the urban endings around Los Leones, especially how the high ground works and the amount of different levels that you kind of have with the elevation, with the high ground construction areas, and yeah. It's going to be cool. Let's see what the home turf guys can get out of it, though. VP, Joga Bonito got in there early as well. Hive with the E pickup, kind of controlling of the southeast side to make sure they have an exit plan in case it goes south. And now we do have a PGG getting Salik back in as well.
Good.
From the recall, so that's huge for PGG.
Yeah, I think construction workers was on some of the high ground just above the potential of where he was going to be coming in. So I thought maybe they would shoot at him as he came down, but I don't think there's too much of an opportunity for them to really get that double on Salik. They could just keep farming him. That'd be cool. Just kind of seeing how that would go, but not to be the case. He's getting on down and joining Zubila, so there should be some loot in here for him. It's quite a big warehouse, a few buildings around it as well.
M16 AK already. It doesn't even pick it up. It's like, oh, M4. Okay, he's fine.
Fair.
He'll get some loot here. Tactical pack. Okay, no takers here, James. I do think that a very rare case that it's no James with blue zone backpacks inside the jammer packs to get extra heals out of it. But let's see where we go, James.
Okay, going a little bit northeast of Los Leones, and of course there is some of that high ground in there that makes things a little bit troublesome for a circle like this, Martin.
Yeah, and if you're Virtus Pro right now, you have to consider, do we try to go through the city where we know and have already heard shots come from, or do we try to hold out some of the teams that's trying to enter from our direction? It's kind of difficult to come in here. Yo does look good. Na'Vi does look good for this circle. Vitality as well. Construction workers have a pretty good path in. But let's see where we do end up here. Yo being greedy with their splits here. They're actually holding Michael on to the Ents compound, where Ents looted in 2019. Let's see if we do get some more Ents action. But I do feel like we need No Slacks to step it up if we get them reactivated here, James.
Yeah, technically speaking, I'm always a big fan of trying to take those spots early and with those fields still available, still alive. But again, there's still such a dichotomy between if the circle actually shifts east or west that it will be difficult. Get rocks, get down, mate. Yoga Benito, they love to fight. They love to fight.
Yeah, indeed. And that was a neck shot even. He was down so low. That was a lucky that he didn't get knocked there. Forget Drox. Hive is on that eastern side. Mogul is there too. Kind of spread out for them too. And Construction Workers is getting somewhat close to some of the members of Hive, so they could strike them quite quickly. Quissy also here with the Panzerfaust and M4 in hand. Lots of utility for Vitality. They are sitting pretty to have that kind of edge chance where if we do get it shifting back towards Los Leones, they do have a massive opportunity to get some kills from there.
I appreciate the check of the big towers on Los Leones. I think maybe Curex is lying down up there, so it's a bit difficult to be able to see him. Or, sorry, Beamy even is lying down up there. As on the periphery of these circles, you got S2G. Still found themselves a bit of a compound. Not too much going on near them. Storm on request moving in on north above them, but I don't think they're going to be hit on a compound like that. I think they should be able to open up firing lines. You can see the scouting actually going on there from Storm on request, seeing if anything would be open there, but not to be the case there. Pozyan's probably going to have to move away if he doesn't have the backup of his team.
It'll be difficult for them because the open fields and the areas anywhere in between, they're going to have to go to Vesi's location, kind of sweep around the western side where Bushido is already hunkered up a little bit. But of the guys here in Construction Workers, especially Fex here with the frontline position, they have some information on Hive, but they're not close enough to kind of strike on them here, James. And as the circle closes here, they need a sudden shift for anything and anywhere of the area to be good.
Come on, where's my Yoga Benito aggression? This has been a very EMEA lobby to start things off. 13 minutes deep. We've kind of had two kills overall. So I need Yoga Benito to start ramping things up. Come on, lads.
Yeah. I mean, they're putting themselves into some of the areas where it could be happening here. Now shots coming in to ascend. Nice strike here from Kilyakai. Okay. Finds one, finds two. Both perfect Texanic sample down. That's MVPs on both sides for those guys. That's easy strike for them. That's actually a really good bait. That they have a guy driving the distance, and then the other guys actually snug up on them. And an easy way to get 2 points here for Ascent. What a great way to play. We do have a new circle, and it does go into Los Leones here. It's looking really good for Yoga Benito, for Vitality, for Na'Vi, and maybe for VP if they can get some more space.
Holds on to some of the hills as well here, as X-Howl is also going for an emergency pickup. So is also Nemesis after that one. So where is X-Howl going to go? They're going to try and go for some of the high ground or try and hit some of these buildings. They're already heading south for all of that. I do like Ascend's punishing of the 2-2 split from Twisted Minds. It was the perfect moment to be able to hit them. And at the same time, X-Howl's trying to get themselves a bit of a high ground position here alongside these cliffs. But there's going to be quite a few teams shooting at them. They didn't take casualties as they came down, though. That's a win already for X-Howl.
That's a lot of good damage done here from Sparrow. It's some of the Construction Work guys. It's Christos get the flush onto Perfection. That's 2 points going the way of Ascent here. They put themselves deeper into this, and pushing them deeper into the mid package as well is important. Kristalny here with 10 kills yesterday was very, very important. Now gets Kovalevi with the AUG as well.
Not a bad start. AXE and the boys looking across. Slapson follows it up with a perfect nade. Really good 1-2 punch there from Yoga Benito. I asked for aggression for them to start things off. Ascend was able to oblige, and at the same time, Nemesis coming in from an emergency pickup. Will Kristalny be able to hit shots? doesn't look like it. A few do connect, though, from Simon. Sunset is down. Mogor takes down Diffex here. It's going to be hard for Nemesis to recover from this. They've already taken big casualties.
Oh, no recovering. That's a 16th place. And we talked about it yesterday. These late emergency pickups, especially where you have so many teams, so many players congested towards the middle, it might be a little bit too late, and I feel like phase 3 is too late. Scaff does find Slaven, a confirmation on him too. We have a little bit of fight between No Slack and Jogo Benito.
Yeah, for a phase 3 pickup, you really need it to be like, okay, yeah, this works with how the playing path, how the circles have shifted to be, on a less congested side of a circle if it's going to work. But for something like this, going into Los Leones, there's already like 7 teams in there. Or Na'Vi also holding high ground still. So that was treacherous, and there was no reprieve from the rest of the lobby. They were saying no to that one.
It's the force of pulling the parachute, like that you have to do it, that it does it automatically for you. Imagine if you could just not pull it, and you could put it so late that you decided to...
Last second.
Last second, and you took like 50 damage or whatever for landing too fast. That could be cool. That could be a fun change. Now Ascent is either looking for the last 2 Twisted Minds players, or looking to try to get in to Los Leones, as we do have a new circle pop here in 15 seconds. With how the terrain and how the unplayable is here, James, I feel like there could be a chance where this circle could ping pong anywhere. Technically, it should go west, away from unplayable here, but I don't feel like it's guaranteed to go that way. Let's see, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping that for the in inverted commas guaranteed west.
Yes.
So we actually get some Los Leones, and there we go.
Nice.
Pretty much heads where we're thinking. Now, a lot of Los Leones still in at the moment. That's going to trigger a lot of movement going on. Quepra already starting things off against Storm on request, who tried to go for a little bit of a leapfrog forwards against them and do go down, thanks to the fact that there's multiple teams looking down upon them. Yo, especially here. James finishing things off here with the mini. And that also means now that Yo can easily come in for the full cleanup here. They know Storm on request is also very vulnerable.
Yeah, already lining up this one here. Michael does get found by Spiro, and Navi still teasing the guys on the northern side. They're holding on to this kind of mountain line that they have in the northern side. Hackatar has been found by Nailcom from Exile, and now shots come in here from James. That's an easy point here to get 210 down. Now Storm Request is completely falling apart.
Yeah. With Yo cleaning up some of the edge here, I think that they realize getting into what would have been Los Leones proper was always going to be difficult for them coming in as late as they did. So play some of this edge, find themselves some kills. Zizo down in the blue. I don't think they have full info on where he is, but they know that someone's lurking somewhere. So they will be keeping an eyes on the blue, as well as some of the other extra areas of this. I think Boostic's driving a little bit closer to the top 2 there. And Ferris is also taking down PWD. So actually, yeah, there is some casualties still going the way here for Na'Vi to take some kills.
Oh, Phase 4 is pushing him out. He's going to go out and try to get a peek and steal. Oh, Ferris gets the confirmation with the nade here. That's great for Ferris, but CISO did now leave him with the information that the other guys got. Now he's shot. He's going to delay it a little bit, James, and try to see if he can get the most out of this one. Hackatar already down. And with the 2 kills Kristalny already got, he's effectively our kill leader currently with 12 kills. Now that he's out.
Yeah, so he's out looking for some retribution maybe for the rest of his team now that Yo has been able to dispatch of them after S2G was embroiled in that engagement. But Ferris now we're looking to reposition, seeing if he can cordon off any more players that want to come in from this north side. Their attention is firmly fixated on this direction, as a few more smokes to deny any shots from the back coming his way. And even just to reposition the car as well for Na'Vi, still knowing that they eventually probably have to move into the city at some point. So they will need some tools available to them to make that happen here, Martin.
Yo trying to figure out how their point of entry into the northern side of Lost Leones is going to happen here. Quizzy getting a lot of damage here received from Schengen from Hive. Surprised that the 3 northern warehouses are not contested directly right now. Vitality does have 2 players up in the northern side here, as you see in the minimap, but still uncontested on the northern side. If Yo manages to figure this one out, they can get a send in. And let's see where we do go with the next circle here, James.
Those warehouses, they just remind me of the ridiculous flash battle in PGS. From,
yes.
On
the southwestern one.
Too many flashes.
Yeah.
crazy.
We do go south,
but we are
though.
going Los Leones proper.
Yeah, we do go south, though, and VP's actually sitting dead center here. And they now have to figure out which buildings are the best to get both kills, but also to potentially ensure them a chicken dinner here. With also how the road works, the majority of the southern side of the road is actually have a kind of more in. So they're betting that they want to be here. Beamy actually did have an E-pick up off of the high ground here. James has been found by Lou. The remaining two players from Twisted Minds trying to farm a little bit. Now shots come in here from Beamy. A one helmet still because he's been up here for so long. A little bit rough for him. 30% reduction instead of 40.
Team's trying to make big moves though. North side here. Yo as well as Na'Vi kind of ran into one another. Links in Boo Stick's hands. Oh my god. Scary, scary times. Look, they've got level 3 jammer pack as well here. So he's really kitted up here. Is Boo Stick at the moment. He is absolutely jamming. I love the level 2 jammer pack, man.
So
I had one today. I was running around having a great old time.
It's too good, man. It's really, really good. Lou here in hands with the Panzerfaust, trying to see if he can get more kills, more points confirmed. Twisted Minds here. A little bit of a salvage game, if you could put it so, with just one kill and 2 guys alive. This could be their worst game so far if they fall early here, James. Now, Exile do try to send it in here, but that's into the hands of Bushido Wildcats and into the hands of Hive. Are they going to survive this one?
They are. It is tough, right? I mean, of course, hybrid scope in hand here for Roxer. He'll be able to kind of try and go for a little bit of a trade himself. Code Marco shooting some shots that way as well. X-Howl, I think they know that they are driving into the lion's den at the moment here. And the big old cats for Wildcats are going to be trying to shut it all down alongside Hive across the road as well. And even if they did somehow manage to get past those, there's still way more threats in the middle of the circle.
Yeah. Circle just towards that center side here. Batulins with some shots trying to push away the Yo guys. They're very low. They've got to get into the circle now. But that western side is actually quite open. It's only Ascend and VP that's more kind of close toward it. And now they survive this one here, but they're going to have to cross the road or try to push deeper. That's going to be straight into the hands of Ascend. Ascend's already had a pretty decent game with the 2 kills, but Gabi now trying to go deeper here. He's going to try to get onto the other side of the market.
I'm excited because this is going to get silly. Uh-oh, hello. Who's that handsome devil? No, it's just Ascend. It's Keta, 98 here. No, does he have a bolty in hand? I'm not sure, but it's less likely you even really need it in a situation. Hey, look at him, he's lovely. But Keta here, just set up and good to go. Yeah, MK12. He's got a zipline gun as well.
I like that.
I'm shocked and appalled.
I like that. That, you know, if you can make that work, that's going to be cool, but it's a little bit difficult. And it's not as OP as it could be. And I'm really happy that it's not OP, because if that is OP, that'll be crazy. We do go northwest here. Now we have to figure out, do they go back and cross the road here? Because it's effectively a 50-50 with the road, cutting the circle and intersecting here the circle into 2. And there's a bigger chance that it ends north with the new circle popping this far north.
Yep, definitely. There's going to be choices needed to be made. Sata goes down to Levante, who have got themselves a really strong central position at the moment. Again, on that south side of the road. PGG's crashing on forwards. Lou, Panzerfaust in hand, looking to try and deal with Na'Vi moving forwards. I think he may have hurt. No, okay, I'm not sure. I thought maybe he was going to hear the nade actually getting pulled there. Oh, no. Oh, Spiro, I'm so sorry. Lou, at the perfect moment, being able to take vision on that door. And now, no, Panzerfaust is huge! Oh, it's a triple for Lou. What a play!
Lou single-handedly eliminates Na'Vi here. What a way to do it. 4 kills. A salvage game to go his way, and to eliminate one of your closest competitors with 51 points on Na'Vi. It's looking good.
Massive.
Quissy also gets a Panzerfaust off, but it's a more suicide one where he goes down but gets scaffed to IX. He gets the confirmation on him too. Now it's just down to Levante and a newly rest Hello My Bad to get some more kills for Vitality here. And it's all the top teams that's kind of falling apart and losing a lot of players here, James. It could be a catch-up game for either Ascend or any of the other teams that have a big chance at it right now.
No, definitely more nades forwards here. Vitality is playing swap team now, trying to go through some of these buildings, and that's exactly what's going to have to happen for a lot of these teams. Bushido Wildcats shutting down X-Howl on the other side. Nade goes forwards to be able to shut that down. They're also trading off against Hive, who was on that south side of them, knowing that there is a potential, if a team needs to move, that they're going to have to make a cross on those roads, as you were mentioning. So, Crossberg, I like this little dip that they've created here as well. It really gives them some decent fortification against the position that X-Howl needs to move into.
It's actually a little bit of a dirty angle here they have made themselves. I actually really like it. There's a P90 in the hands of the mat, though. And now shots come in from Medivac. He has an angle through it. Also, Code Margo finds it. Rosberg helps as well. And that's an easy 3 kills for Bushido Wildcats here onto X-Howl.
Full cleanup. Still construction workers trying to navigate the mess that could potentially be occurring here with Hive still up against them. Nades forwards. Maybe we'll see some Molotovs go forwards as well with them all condensed the way they are. Oh, the nade as well as the Molotov burning them alive at the moment. It's a perfect little 1-2 punch and Hive has been absolutely decimated.
What a great way for construction workers to get up to 4 kills for this game. What a way to do it. Great nade. Vex has been spotted by PG, and they are in this more congested eastern side here, James. We do have no slag here. We have PGG ahead of them. VP has set up as well. Bushido Wildcats. This is going to be a rough one if they don't get a shift towards them.
Definitely, definitely. Where are we going? All right. Yep, that's not bad at all here on this eastern side for these teams. As Beamy, unfortunately, you're going to have to come off your high ground now, mate. It's
sad.
It's all done. He didn't really even get much from it, did he? Just kind of maybe some scouting information, but of course, at least they do still have 3 up and good to go. Maybe they can use that as a method by which to get in for Beamy towards them, but PGG is probably going to be looking, seeing what's going on. Vitality still has a central position. They were trading off against no slack.
Yeah, from that high ground position, that's what Beamy excels at. The information game from seeing where people are shooting, from hearing where they are, where getting the knock, and connecting that to the kill feed information that he has. So I guarantee you, oh my god, though, we do see a huge wipe onto VP. Easy 3 points here from Vitality, and Beamy's going to have to try to clutch this one.
Hello, my bad. Start things off with the mortar explanation, and he continues it with some explosive maneuvers coming in here. And that is brutal there for Versus Pro, who kind of had the opportunity to be able to choose where they wanted to go in Los Leones. Beamy not being with the team does cause them some stumbling blocks there on what could have been a potential defense. Vitality, man. What a quick and easy cleanup it looked like for them.
Yeah. I tried to defend off no slag as well and got a point from that, but still, it's a little bit rough here now with this, Chris. Can they finish off? That's actually a dirty angle. He just saw that it's both players there. If they walled in, or if one of them does it, Kabi, he gets from the AoE explosion from the other side here. Michael does get Molotov out, but he has to disengage just a little bit here. Great way for Ascent to try to close down this yo push from this western side.
Yeah, once he sees them and then doesn't know where they've gone exactly. Oh, the blue takes Michael. They're completely gone. That's Yo done. There wasn't many ways to be able to get in with the holdouts that were going to be happening on the edge here, especially from Ascend. But yeah, easy peasy there with that Panzerfaust. Really slowed them down as well. And now a ton of nades from Beamy forwards against them, seeing what else he can do himself, trying to effectively hold them out on an edge. But again, Martin, you talked about the road intersecting earlier. It is dead center. Yeah. This is going to be such a problem for whoever gets caught short when these circles start shifting.
Yeah, we don't get a hard shift anywhere here. We're probably going to end on the road. We are ending on the road here, James, and this is where the smokes become ever so prevalent. You need to have like 10 smokes or so in the total of your team to be able to get into that position that makes you, you know, even viable to have that win here. Just when it's just outside on the northern side of where Vitality is here, it's upside down. Yeah, we're looking for another way. But yeah, this area here. But there we go. You guys are too good at your jobs. That's crazy. Yeah, so ending right here in the center. And as you see in the minimap, it's way more congested on that eastern side than it is on the other one. T-Bone does find Lou here. Lots of damage done. And Twisted Minds, again, another salvage game here, and they're almost into placement points just as a two-man.
24 alive, 29 minutes deep is kind of wild here, as it always will be. It's 22 now alive, as it's Chris taking a bit of a higher angle on this to try and shut them down, but it's going to be a nade here. Ascend is moving on up. Keta, no, that's not... Oh, that's unfortunate. Of course, getting knocked by Gedrox and then dropping his own nade. So Vitality still on the other side of the road, causing some chaos here for the rest of the team. 6 kills for them so far, trying to catch up to Twisted Minds that's now just gone down. The goalpost ain't moving anymore. This could be a little bit more for Vitality, as Zizo has done really well to stay alive on the north side of this circle for a Storm on request.
Sadly, does not have a pickaxe. He could just dig a tunnel straight under the road here from his ditch already, James. That doesn't work like that. But look at this, though. I could see him getting... He's already in placement points. Very well done by him. But I could see him getting and squeezing maybe 1 or 2 more points out of it. Look at this, especially with how deep he can get in. I think the corner of this ditch is actually inside. But does he dare go for it? Does he dare go for a full team wipe with Bushido Wildcats hammering onto Zen right now?
Does make you wonder how quickly they'll be able to spot him as well. Surely there'd be some interest about moving on there when you actually want to try and pressure Ascend a little bit more here. Bushido Wildcats, as Zizo at this point is just looking for a 1 kill, 1 flush by the looks of things to me. Maybe a cheeky few placement points here or there, but it gets very difficult. Okay, it goes for 1.
That's true.
And actually gets a second one as well. No way is he going to try and go for something crazy here.
Oh my god, a nade
this
too?
could be a perfect nade.
That could be really good. He's actually committing to a lot more. Sees a little bit, but a shot comes out. Oh, God, he gets the 2 confirmations. That's 2 points. That's great. Another nade comes towards Code Marco and our Ascend. This is opening the door completely for them. It's Chris and Killiakai is already up here, and with a few smokes in the hands of them, they could take on Crossberg and Code Marco. Get Druxos finds Sabila here. It's the fight on the southern side of the road is kicking off too.
Great salvage for Zizo there. He was the armed man. He had all the explosives. But yeah, did do well for himself there. All things considered, Code Marco does a little bit of damage there too. Killiakai still has Panzerfaust in hand. There's going to be a lot of explosives coming on in as Code Marco with the P90 as well shuts Ascend down. There's no more incline for Ascend to be able to go on up here for this one, as Code Marco does enough of the business. They've lost players though. IEXE on the other side shutting down construction workers. Vard is now down, as on the south side of this circle everyone's being squished into one another. PGG's surely going to be coming into this as well eventually.
There they are. Salik does find Levante and also himself for this one here. Subila finds it too, and oh my god, that's complete domination here from PDG, finding a lot of the Vitality players. Hello, my bat down as well. XC finds Vard. We're still 5 teams, but there's just 9 alive. And PGG does manage to get up to a 3-man here, so they have quite the advantage at this point.
Yes. You can see it's just panicked movements from a lot of the players, a lot of the teams realizing that there's just going to be so much crunch going on at the moment here. Pixelic still alive on the roofs, M249 in hand. And this has gotten really down to the wire. They now all of the circle moving on in. Nades forward, Sloy. PGG came in super late to this end game here, but it's having huge effect on what's going on. The blue zone into the middle as well. Actually, that's crazy. Causing some disruption. That is crazy. Yeah, there's no one there. They smoked.
Pixel has to get off, and it's forcing him in there. That's another point. One more point guaranteed. Oh my god, he almost got it. He did get Scav, and Druxworker's got some points, but it is going to be PGG with a 5-kill chicken dinner and an absolutely insane urban ending finish here to start our day. Plane path ending over the military, and if I've ever seen a north to south plane path cut straight through the military island, I always see a lot of military included. Either it's a 50-50, either it's, you know, on the kind of eastern side where you have that kind of high ground radio. But yeah, let's see where we do end up with this one here. I'm hoping we have some more great fights and interactions here, especially how that urban ending worked out. I really love the way that team strategized around that.
Already a few shots heading the way of either Jeems or Jeems was shooting. I couldn't tell there, as Yo was dropping west of the position that Nemesis would normally be taking. Send obviously has to do a little bit of driving about for what would be their normal split overall, but they'll just kind of take no lean, take some of these compounds on that side, and that is a cheeky circle, because there is technically a world where we could go military. And again, another circle that favors a start for Virtus Pro. They need to make a bit more of a meal of it than our previous one.
This is way more of the, okay, home turf circle, but I'll bet you this, James, that they get like the 2 best prior positions in this circle, and then it shifts southeast where we do get a 50-50. I'll bet you that right now. I'll put a funny picture of Mark printed out in full size on the line.
Okay, huge, yeah. I don't think we need bets for those. I think we just put them around town. You know, put them around Milter.
Yesterday was me. This time we got to do mark up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So we drilled you.
Right. I got drilled
pictures
yesterday.
of your headphones yesterday.
I loved it.
Right.
I was cackling so much when you guys are casting as well, coming in with some of the pictures. It's funny.
Super silly stuff yesterday. We're having a good time here at PEC for sure, because all of us just want to make fun of each other. Ascend, no making fun of them at the moment. Right, they are looking spicy. Fifth place at the moment, 39 points. They're taking it serious. They know, okay, we found emergency pickup early. Will Simon be able to hit anything? Burst fire at M16? Is that what we're playing here?
He was 10 seconds out of 1 or 2 kills.
Yeah.
That was actually so close. Cheeky Joker Bonito looking for those early game interactions and fights. Yeah, I really like it. That's the time you have where you can fight safely. Otherwise, you're going to get third party if you do it later. That's the scary thing, especially here with how good the teams are at analyzing and seeing what's ahead of you. Grabbing the car and getting out of there, though.
What do you think the Ascend angle is here? I felt like they might even head over towards Primos, get cars on board, and just know that it's going to be much easier transition for them compared to like No Lean, for example. What do you think?
I think that's an option. I also think the compound on the beach side in between Primorsk and Fairpier, the big one with the big white,
Fair.
is also an option. There's a car or a few cars kind of spawning around the road there too. If they get 1 or 2 cars, that compound is, I would say, second or third prio, and they would assume that VP has the top prios. So let's see how deep they get and what they decide to. Also, like, yeah, I mean, the western side of military, but it's such a small chance. Like, let's be real here, 30% max that we do get a southeast shift. And also with the kind of how it works out where the center dot can't be in water, or technically can't be in water. So yeah, let's see where we do end up though. This is going to be a great game. It's going to be fun. And I'm betting you right now as well. I don't want to bet you more, but I'll tell you right now. The VP comms are, guys, we're gifted. We need to maximize and squeeze out the points here. Otherwise, we're not catching up.
Yeah, I think as we were looking as well at Vitality's position when we were watching them just transition there, I think they're super hungry for this win. Why do I think that? As soon as the tournament finished last night, Levante probably had some food and then turned his stream straight back on and got to grinding again.
I love it. I love that. So good.
Yeah. They're keen.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like, if you have that grinder mentality, you just get 1% better for every single week, every single month you're playing. Eventually, you're going to catch up. And the thing is now, with these guys already being so close and so far in the top, you need to get ahead of the competition. If you're grinding more than the competition, that's where you become one of the best.
Yes, indeed. I think we were almost both right about the Ascend drop. They didn't indeed go to Primorsk, but also it looked like 2 of them had split off to go towards the compound that you'd mentioned, but then they just realized Scav had just driven in just before them, so they decided against it, and now they've all had to go to Primorsk. So the plan was there, in place. It's just a little too late for them, and some teams are now moving in alongside this very peer position here, especially Bushido Wildcats. Hive has also spotted out Curexi. Gonna have to move on away for that for the moment, as they had the prior spots of the farmyard above, as well as some of the long woods. So not too bad here for Virtus Pro. The only problem with this 2-2 split is technically they can't exactly reinforce each other line of sight wise. So it's going to be a defense and then maybe a bail if they see 4 coming at them.
Yeah, I'd assume so too. A lot of congested on that northern side. Imagine we do go southeast, like with that 50-50. Storm and Chris would be laughing. And now we would be bridge camping the 12 teams trying to cross that western bridge.
God.
And also from the other teams here, James, like if you have no prior, like a Joker Bonito here, just getting into that next circle, seeing where it ends up, maybe even have an E-pickup or something, and then strategizing based on what happens if the worst possible circle happens there. That could be an opportunity too, but it doesn't make sense for you to rush into this. You don't have, like, all the compounds already taking with greedy spits anyway.
Yeah, if it's me in a circle like this, in this kind of lobby, I would be looking for that perfect time in to have an E-pickup perfectly timed, just in case there was that crazy shift that happened. And then you could maybe go on over, right? Because everything else is just going to be an absolute nightmare But that said, though, might not even go over to straight melee on a second shift, right? You might actually need that for a third circle, so it becomes even more treacherous. It's not easy to pick the choices. What are they doing up here? Destruction Derby, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, why not have fun and delay the time a little bit there? So 2 minutes and 40 more seconds until we see the next pop. Nemesis, though, they can get deeper and try to get some more information, especially with having that glider in hand and active there in the sky. With sews it up here with an 8x, you get all the information. You get all the information with the 8x and the 15x. It's the same kind of deal with having a big headset. You also hear a lot of things from around. Either you see or you hear. Big headsets, big scopes, you know?
Right, okay. Is that the correlation? I didn't realize. I'll choose to believe you without any proof.
Sure.
I think that every time I get the 15x, I can't use it. It throws off my senses like completely. I'm like, that guy's really close. No, he's not. Every single time.
It's something you really have to work on. I just zoom out on it, and then it's kind of an 8x, right? So it's just like, why do you use it for it? You zoom in to read people's minds or to see where you think they're going. But yeah, it's not useful to shoot with, in my opinion. Maybe on an armor links in that rare case where you're like half a kilometer away.
With no bullet drop off.
Right.
Yeah, good times. And links today. Hit absolutely nothing with it today. Although I did have the P90 and I was hitting with that because P90 is amazing. Love myself the P90. But look, PGG. Okay.
Look who
there's
they're
nobody
waiting
coming
for
over this bridge.
Unless we do get that wonky southeast circle where a lot of the military islands in, I don't really see anyone coming in. They're giving up on this, and they're like gonna be like, okay, we're gonna go north. I would go south if I was them. I think there's a bigger shot that if this goes north and then just gamble that it goes south, and then you're like second pick, considering they maybe think that one team is there. And also, then there's only going to be one team ahead of you fighting potentially on the bridge, and you can third party that. Here, they're going to be the absolute latest. There's no compounds, no areas left to play on that northern side because if on the northern side, we're effectively already on that second circle where all the teams have already locked in. And there's so many fields north of the ferry pier and around that area south of Gatka.
Definitely a little wide wrap spots. Wide wrap spots indeed, as once again, we are very EMEA pilled for this game. As 10 minutes deep, barely anybody's taking a shot, really.
Embrace yourself.
Having a good old chat ourselves. Okay, right, shoot. We need some shots. Yes. Wait, no, leave him alone. Not Michael.
He tire.
Okay, he's getting away. He got him.
No,
he's not getting away.
Oh, that's a K 98 if I've ever seen one. But that's with the mini. And that's an easy kill for Ascent. Good pickups here for Ascent. And we do get that, easy and comfortable circle. VP now, highest priority, 2 best spots in the game right now. But they do only have a 2-man in that highly contested compound that construction workers are coming in close to.
I think Yoga Benito was going to go a little bit deeper there as they pre-drove really well for potential longwoods or maybe something else from that, but they've stopped just in a spot where they can kind of defend themselves for a second. But
exactly.
It's okay. And there was a little bit of an overlook there from Beamy, but he doesn't want much more of that smoke at the moment.
For my liking, that's 1 or 2 phases too early. Because that can still shift, and if we do have more water, sure, it's going to come back, but it's a little early. I know it's dead center, but if we do shift somewhere wonky, they're going to have to make moves, and they have lost every single tire on those cars. Killer Kai, though, and and Ascent is going to have a little bit of a fight here. Copy's going to try to disengage and get out of this one. 52 HP for Killia. He's going to try to get it. Keta gets another one here. That's huge. No K9 shots so far, but lots of damage done to Copy here. Confirmation coming in too.
I'm gonna rue the day they run into Ketsa by the looks of things here. Constantly taking casualties to him. Not too bad at all here as Ascend is holding on strong. This emergency pickup has been successful so far. Be it anybody trying to rotate in beyond them. Being able to hold off this corner, not too bad at all. There's maybe even a little bit more there for them. Okay, we went all the way to south for the boat. Holy smokes.
That's crazy.
Whew.
That's crazy. And also, they're going to be received well by the Bushido Wildcats. So let's see what that happens. Nixie does find Pixelic here now that we're so far away. And Lucarooks did get the knock with the mini. There's still only a 2-man here, James. It's a scary compound to be a 2-in if this goes center next circle.
I will say for Storm on Request, it's very wishful thinking to think you're going to be able to get off the pier with your cars. Like, you're taking them with you, cool, I don't mind it. But I suspect, once we get there, we're swimming angle. Because I think it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
We'll see, though.
Might be a good timing where the next circle kind of pops away and Bushido Wildcats decide to go somewhere else. Fix does find Petulins with the knock, the canine. That's far away. Their Twisted Minds is on Pochinki Hills, which is currently outside the zone.
I'm scared for Joker Benito. And I know you've got secret room and things like that or whatever, but
they don't have the key, James. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, that is one problem. But also the fact that, you know, you could have mortars coming your way, like at some point, sometime soon in a game like this, right? When everybody starts to say, okay, right, oh, you're there exactly, are you? That is just easy mortar bait. As you say, they lost a lot of the tires on the cars. They're probably going to have lost quite a few smokes as well whilst they were trying to make this work. So they've definitely expended quite a bit to make that happen. Oh, no. Where's... It is aimed in the direction of, I think, Virtus Pro more so, but...
Does look like it's that direction, yeah. Or it could be open field. Yeah, okay, it's more open field. Okay. I like that. That's smart. You put out and you put some cover down and put some dips down. I really like that. But we do go further west than that. Should have been redirected or rethought of. Slavin does find Bart here. Good offensive position. Himi does steal it though with the ace. Now Naleb and the boys is gonna have to try to go deeper here. Fex is in the car too. They're also hurt quite a bit. Half HP in both of them.
Yeah, Big Sam threw into the Longwoods here to try and find themselves some spot. S2G also going to be sending it forwards after that mortifier that did go down. It looked like two teams were actually trying to set up those dips whilst that mortifier was going on. As now Lazar does take a bit of an aid to the face, but at the same time, Schiller finishes everything off there. Fex is gone. But Curexi here having some kind of impact on what is going on here because they've been in the long one for a while. And everybody now from Virtus Pro has moved up there for them. So they're being able to reinforce that. Levante doing a lot of work, though, against Nemesis on this side.
Good nade. Oh, no, he's gonna probably knock him, yeah. Nixie also found a nade onto Lars and Quet by Melman. Did get this one in Levante. Getrox is slow. Quiz, he's gonna have to pop an energy here. He's down to 75 HP after healing. Good Moritilta being committed here from Nemesis. This is a rough fight here. Hive could also check this one out or maybe third party it, but let's see what ends up happening with this one. VP does continue to fight on SG as well.
Still got to survive. Still got to hold on here as Quizzy. With the rest of the Vitality boys, they've got a great opportunity here to continue to catch up to Twisted Minds, because Twisted Minds is kind of stuck on the edge of this circle. They're going to be having to make some big fights as they move on instead. Going for a few jump peaks here, trying to figure out exactly how they're going to be able to transition, or if anybody's looking their way. And Virtus Pro still stuck in those fights in Longwoods at the moment. They're trying to negate some of the utility that's coming their way.
Nemesis, 1 kill so far, only 41 points. Half the points that our leaders currently have. They're going to need to start rolling this snowball, otherwise it's not going to be able to catch up to the podium finishes. Ascent has already jumped them here with the 3 kills they have gotten, and that Western control that they have is looking good. The compound I talked about with no slack is in, but it's going to be going away from water here in phase 4, so it's going to go north and probably have a lot of the Hive compound in, so they are looking poised for a good amount of points for the rest of the game too.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see how teams actually hold the Hive compound when it does kind of become a focal point, because it's very big, very, very stretched across some of these areas. You do have big lines of sight like towards the east side, right? But at the same time, sometimes if you've got multiple teams really putting on some pressure, it gets a bit tricky to make things work from there.
Someone request is still swimming to the south side of the pier.
I knew they were going to swim.
Yeah, it's a little bit scenes here for them. Next circle pops, as we talked about. It's going to go away from water here, but how much of the Hive compound was in? Damn, that's a lot. It's looking really good for Hive. That's a crashable compound as well, though, James. That western and eastern side are so split with a little dirt road into the middle here. So let's see if they decide to reinforce. It does look like Exile is looking poised for a little bit of a breach or a crash onto them.
You'd expect some other teams to come in a little later on as well. Once Nemesis and Vitality finish up their fight, right, they're going to be looking that way. Hive, though, does start off against S2G. Schiller down. Oh, the entirety of Hive actually moved to the east side of the compound. I think that's smart. I think you can't hold the rest of it. And Exhal has moved in straight away, seeing that movement. Really impressive stuff. Good moves coming in.
Na'Vi losing more players. 0 kills on the board for them still here. Nixie, 500 damage. Look at that. 4 kills for VP, obviously, but they're trying to hold that eastern side out. It looks like Twisted Minds and Jogo Bonito is encroaching onto them. They do have enforced themselves into this area here around the bunkers and the sandbags, so they do have a good amount of defense here, James, as I get a little bit of hiccup.
Dug in like ticks at the moment, but again, it's kind of on that edge situation, so it's a bit rough.
The Navy
Storm on
SEALs.
request. They've been on a holiday and they've come back and they've been like, what have you guys done with the rest of Erringale? What's been going on over here?
What's the UK Special Forces that is the naval specialists?
SAS?
SAS?
Oh.
Is that the SAS guys? Do they also have a
So, but they're just
naval
special
part?
force in general.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In Denmark, it's called the Frogmen. Our king, he attended that. Oh, look at the amount of nades coming. Yeah, it's kind of cool. They're badass. Look at the amount of utility coming in here too. Twisted Mind trying to get an opening onto Jogo Bonito here, but they do look like they're disengaging a little bit from this fight here. They're out aggressive. Jogo Bonito, shots coming in from the side. Oh my god, good damage done. Dancer does find Petulins, and Hive is engaging in this fight too.
This really kind of exemplifies the fact that that compound can see so much. Yeah. How far Hive was able to knock Twisted Minds as they were making this crazy rotation on around. Bushido Wildcats, though, taking a bit of a casualty, knowing that there's going to be more aggression coming their way here, as Pozyan, of all things, Storm on Request has now unleashed themselves after being on their lovely excursion across the map. And now Bushido Wildcats reinforcing that position. After they've done so much damage to RV, they've got to fully turn their attention to this.
Marco low. Oh, double nade. 210 finds him. Gilikai finds Keta with a Dorito. That's a little bit unfortunate as they do try to get in and get some area on the western side. A lot of fights here with Storm and Crest, Na'Vi, and Bushido Wildcats going to be happening just shortly. They're trying to be that last team that comes out of Fair here. Oh, that's a great lineup here for Celtic, but doesn't get the connection. More shots come in too. Utilities being committed here towards Storm and Crest. There's a lot of damage done. IXC, meanwhile, does find Mortar, knocks onto Ascend.
That's a big nade, slowing them down as well. On that other side, yet those mortars are massive, hitting against the position that they had. But now Celtic, all he has to do is charge up one more nade. This should be lights out. Oh, just a second smidge too long.
Does have another one. He saw them run into the smoke there. That should be an easy pick in. No, it's not. He threw it too far. He did get stunned, and it did not connect. Now he saw where the other utilities coming in. Pozyan finds him, and Bushido Wildcats out in 14th place.
It's a tough one, considering he saw the nade coming at him, and he tried to negate it by running away from it a little bit, but unfortunately, that was the good lineup here for Storm on Request. I'm surprised that they've been able to outlast Bushido Wildcats, right? Considering that they kind of had Fairy Pier on lockdown and shut down Na'Vi. So this is impressive by Storm on Request to make this work, but now they're trying to completely circumnavigate what would be one barrel, it being Hakatori's. I understand why you would want to maybe not walk into that.
Oh, that's a long shot here. Correction does get a lot of damage onto Slavin. Now utility's being committed. He's going to not go for it as he has the jammer pack on. The other guys are going to commit a little bit of util. That's a great nade. It's straight onto him. Beamy gets Slavin down, and VP's on 6 kills and another knock to come their way. Diffix does get Melman with the MG3 headshot. It's a little bit weird. Maybe he ran in the line of sight there, but still, there's a little bit of a fight here between Vitality and Nemesis still.
I like to think that sometimes the bullet hose, aka the MG3, sometimes, you know, if you're like a 5-year-old kid and you just whoa, like flailing around with it.
There's the same thing's happening right now too. This G goes down though. Nixie does find it. Good barrel damage done here. Hakatori, last player from Na'Vi, and now trying to survive for as long as possible. 7 first. It's going to pop one more and pop out, or maybe try to get the kills on to Storm on Request as they run out. Great shot.
He's just a laser beam. That was actually disgusting. And then he's going to get the chance to heal off as well. I think a lot of players would have probably like whiffed maybe some of those shots and then actually not had time to be able to go for the heal. But great stuff by Hakatori. Kovalevi has a Lynx in hand as well. No slack. This could be their game for redemption. Actually having a decent spot on this south side.
Yeah, they're controlling so much of that ridge on that southern side here. Rox also finds the confirmation onto Luguruk. Scaff finds CISO. And Stormrockers is out in 12th place here. Crazy being the last player of VP, but they did get 9 kills. The snowball did last for quite a while here. No placement points yet, but a 9-point game is nothing to shy off of.
The blue. All right, this way. He's going to wait, see what he can get done here. This has been such a kind of tight fight here between Vitality as well as Nemesis. Trying to shut him on down. He had a sawn off in hand, but it's not going to be enough. Nemesis shuts it all down as well. That is Vitality gone.
The Center actually managed to survive the onslaught of the Mortars. Correction does find Nodi from Jogo Bonito. They're in 10 kills now, and Navi's out in 9th place. That does mean the Correction is going to be able to heal into a placement point, but it's 1 placement point. But it's 11 points total, double digits we're talking about here. And look at the open area that No Slack is looking absolutely poised to lock down from this southern side. It's looking good for them.
Yes, it is. I can't believe that 3 teams ended up in here. I thought maybe 2 teams would, but yeah, cheeky Twisted Minds being able to enter in the northern side of this. But they're going to have a lot of work ahead of them. How many smokes do they have? What utility do they have to be able to make the transitions necessary, to be able to get the knocks necessary to make it work? I mean, an MG3. Does everybody have an MG3? What's going on here?
You get it. You get it.
Yeah. It's a scary gun.
It is. It's too good not to take. The 990 RPM is too much to shy off of again here. More utility is being committed towards this fight here, and Twisted Minds says this is their only opportunity. I don't know if it's worth taking the Howl fight. The more of the compound, or the Howl side of the compound is actually in here, so they have decided that the Hive engagement is better here, James.
Yep, that nade rattled through my brain there for a second. As Lou and the boys are trying to make them move. The molly been thrown down, but they've been able to negate it. There is a blue zone. They can technically get out of that, technically heal themselves. That's a good spray by Schengen to deny the encroachment here from Twisted Minds, really slowing them down.
More smokes being committed towards the windows here. Dante does look like he has a great off angle for this one here. Schengen does find example. It opens up in perfect texture from him. Great angle for him.
Very nice. One more to take. One more to shut down. They do know that he's just outside the house. They realize there. He's chancing. Oh, okay. That's a bit desperate, but I mean, it looks like they're going to be able to shut him down eventually here. It's still very difficult here for Twisted Minds to be able to make this move forwards.
Schengen, another angle here from it. Correx has been found by Subila. That's them down in 7th place. 1 placement point, and PDG gets to top 6. Subila's been found as well. That's PDG down in 6. Now Dante goes out and finds the last player of Twisted Minds here. And they go down in 5th place. Decent salvage game for them. No kills, though, but 3 points for your effort.
It's a good hold, and it's not only a good hold to the point where they shut it all down and get all the kills, they also kept themselves still anchored on the south side of this compound, right? There was really no move from X-Howl because effectively they really didn't need to move on their side, nor did No Slack, nor did Nemesis. So I guess that actually was kind of a given, all things considered. But right now, the north is going to be a problem. Well, what does the north do versus the south?
They pray for a northern shift, James, and they do get it. Hive is still in a sliver of the southern side of where Howl is in. No Slack has an easy side to kind of play with the south. They do look like they still have a huge advantage here, but Nemesis, what do they do? Do they make a send, try to make a push onto No Slack, or do they try to make a little bit of a playable space onto that northwestern side? It feels like No Slack's going to shut that down and close it down. Some more shots come in here with the off angle that Nailcup has. That's a cheeky off angle for the headshot there, but did not connect.
No, it didn't. The next Howl do. Everybody's going to be shooting at Nemesis by the looks of things. That's the first team that is going to be a casualty. Oh dear. Speaking of casualties, Michael Bay. Get him in here.
Well, now there's some open terrain there, and maybe some more utility. Maybe a mortar can be committed towards that area, and they have an opening. Rough for Nemesis, though. The rest of their util and the remainers of Vitality's util is going to be committed to them getting into this area here. And State goes down as well. Everyone is looking at them. Rox finds the confirmation on the State.
Understandable. What can you do, right? AXE, I don't think he even really wants to expend his link shots on something like that, unless, of course, it was a guaranteed, I guess, steal, not so much the knock. Because if you get this, if it's knock, then you're following it up. You're spending so much ammo for what is effectively just one kill, and you could let the rest of the teams do the work for you here. As Hive is waiting for the crosshair from Exowl.
They do have some smokes as well. Can they smoke line themselves into a spot inside? There's also a little bit of dips, a little bit of cover inside. They have more, and they've cast there. This is a really well executed kind of push here. Using the cars, using the smokes, and they're gonna have to re-smoke and redeploy. Now, going through here, it's falling a little bit apart. The soft cover is not gonna be enough. The buggy's been used. Diffix finds one, finds another one.
Oh!
And it's gonna be stolen. Sadly, probably one of them is at least. Oh, he got both. Okay, more shots coming in, and more drive-bys too. Diffix really making a lot of it.
Needs a bit of time for this reload, and that might not be allowing him to replace his position. That nade is right next to him. He's got to be careful. Oh, moving around the shield. Perfect stuff from Diffex. What a play at the moment. And he gets time to reload off. He's just got to be careful of that car. Okay, does not crash into him. Jeez, things are getting crazy here for Diffex, but he's playing a blinder.
That's an illegal way to survive, and the points that he managed to squeeze out of that one too. 2 kills from Exile. Might be able to get Nail Cup too, as they both have to move around the same time. That would be another 1 point for the kill, 1 point for the placement, guaranteed for him. So yeah, that'd be huge for their campaign, and those 2 points would tie them up with Na'Vi and get them closer to that top 2.
You'd think unless something goes really awry, No Slack should have this in the bag, having the control of what will be the Longwoods and eventually Hive having to leave that building, as they should open up a firing line on whenever Hive has to do so. And that is why I think Hive is looking towards these solos. Get rid of these. Get yourself as many placement points on the board. Wait for Nail Cop. He's going to have to move a little bit before you into completely open terrain here. And then from that, I think your attention has to turn towards Diffex, but I think he's just going to sit. He's going to have to come out of his crater eventually. And look at the firing line. It's already set up here for No Slack.
Sitting there waiting. Helicopter's trying to dig his way into the circle. It's not going to be fast enough for you. Diffix is trying to wonder, can he sneak in? Does he have another area where he does get in? Hello. Spots him out there.
Do more. Come on.
Faster. Work faster. It's going to be denied. That's the smart thing to do at least here.
Yeah.
And that's one more placement point to go the way of Nemesis to put them on 52. And now it's going to be a 3v4 with No Slack and Diffix trying to survive for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, for Nail Cop, when only headshots are an option for the team shoot looking at you, yeah, it's not worth. You're just bobbing about like a little Diglett moving along. Oh, dear me. Okay, actually, I'm surprised that Hive was able to move as easily as they did onto that extra position, but now they know exactly where every Hive member should be.
There's a little bit of a ridge that kind of works out on the northern side, but No Slack has so much more space control, so much more utility, a little bit of smokes too. It's a little bit early to start smoking up too much. 1 or 2 smokes, and Diffix, they know exactly where he is, and they're hoping that he's going to open up onto Hive. He did open up one, and there's a great knock onto Rocks.
Oh, goes down in the end. I think one thing that slightly limited No Slack's control potential on a circle like this was actually Diffex. And now that he's gone down, you can see them completely all fanning out, realizing, okay, the rest of our threat is in one location. Sata tries to start things off. 24 damage go the way of his opponent, as well as a little bit. Just goes for the heal on up. Some smokes to try and get themselves even more control on this circle right now, waiting. Oh, whoa! Nice double nade here from Schengen and the boys to take down Scav.
Exactly how it should be. Now they have to commit a little bit of time and resources towards Scav and be worried that get the rest off. Ixie does have, he's the master of explosives, Ixie. Mortar knocks, Panzer Pals, Kovalev does get Dante down. And now it's a 3v1 with Sata also finding Rocks.
Yep, there was so many options that Hive had available to them. They're just going to be shooting at some of these trees, trying to shut it all down. They even have cross angles on it as well, so I don't think there's anywhere we can hide. Once that smoke actually dissipates and they realize that that tree is in exactly that spot, yeah, it should be an easy cleanup here for No Slack. A very important game for them as they take their first win in this finals. That will propel them up the leaderboards with 12 kills and the victory. Let's bring Mark back in.
Logic though, especially down to that southeast corner, Jaden City can't be quite good. I'd love to see a tin long guard, and we've not had one of them for a long long time as well. Normal drop zones for most of the people, does hold on towards that test track, Ninox Factory, but as you mentioned, it does have a lot of water. So we mentioned obviously with a lot of these teams yesterday, and we actually got the opportunity to talk with Michael, and we was talking about their Rondo game. And a team where he was talking about, actually, he played an opportunity where they were going to sort of shift into underneath the higher ground. But at that point, he was like, hey, that we wasn't quite sure exactly where the zone was going to go. And it was difficult to read. I feel like this could be the same. We've got some high ground on that south side. We've got some high ground on that north side. And we can't drop the ball, though, with that kind of test track and Ninox Factory because Twisted Minds, Na'Vi are there. But recently, we have seen a lot of these shifts kind of moving away from them. South side for me, though, is going to be critical. S2G had the opportunity yesterday. Obviously, the zone didn't help them out, but that compound that has the recall center, and also you have the rice fields down towards that south to southeast side of it, that will be huge for these teams. A lot of these teams might fixate on that location because they see maybe a potential to have a south shift, though, out of test track and Ninox Factory. And obviously, if that's the case, an S2G, they need a big game, and we know they can play really well from home turf. These teams, though, we need to get moving. Na'Vi already on that split. They extended out last time. Obviously, you saw yesterday, Joga Benito take the cars away from them. And Team Yo doing the same. So Na'Vi able to extend a little bit more towards that north side. Like obviously, the flight path this time is better. But I still need to fixate and focus on that kind of S2G spot. If it does play to the south, they will be in a critical area.
Yeah, they've locked down some of the areas that we've had a lot of endings close to, so they could start having a good one. And they needed Mark 13th place, as we've been talking about here, 28 points. But with a decent game, you're into the mid-40s, high 40s, and you're suddenly in top 5 with a send no slag on that tie on that 5th place.
They're in a tie. 5th place, I think, is key. He's going to got kind of Team Nemesis up there at the moment, kind of holding the gap, Ascend, no slack, one game they've leapfrogged. I think there was 15th place and they've leapfrogged all the way up to 6th, so 44 points is nothing to kind of shy away from. A team, as you say, S2G could potentially doing the same, but they need to be able to get the kills. Like the Navi's already moved out, Ascend, they always go quite late. They do like the corners of the map, especially in this here, because they can go get the gliders, but they've got a lot of zone to cover.
And with how prevalent the river still is here, if we do get one of those wonky shifts, then it's going to be rough to kind of end up. So the points for control, the points for information is where your priority is going to lay, unless you have that kind of inside area where north of Danqing, there's a couple of compounds that we've had a lot of endings close to. And unless we end up there again, it's going to be rough. So we do hope for those ones. The ones north of Danqing, the ones kind of northeast and north of Tuling as well. We had a lot of endings close to that river. Also, the little town southeast of Niox Factory, we've also had a lot of endings there. But we can still end up anywhere. And now we've had a lot of good games from this area. So that could also be their way back. Or it could be, another 20-plus point game for them.
Yeah. Look at Na'Vi's position. They've actually left Ninox Factory. They've gone south.
Yep.
They've kind of taken that compound I was talking away from S2G. And I think that will be a centralized area. But it is a gamble. The zone 1, 2, 3, we know they're potentially random. They might try and play to another location. If it shifts back towards the northwest, Na'Vi have to try and hold the line and maybe pick the kills up as everyone rotates past them.
That could be an opportunity for them as well. This one, especially with the compound here with the ridges around it where S2G is, it's difficult to defend and difficult to get points from, because once you go out of the edges, you're going to get shot at from other compounds. But we do have a lot of innings close to it, so I understand the priority from their side. Yo, on the other side here, second last place. Another team we expected this far down here as a so-called feeder team, but they have been so far, Mark, and 20 points behind 5th place, but they need big games to catch up, and they need to get this ball rolling as we're effectively halfway through the tournament here with this game.
Especially with PNC, I mentioned it before, but Michael, obviously no, he's in the final. We missed obviously phase number 1.
Sure.
We have other people in other regions that are kind of chipping away at a potential Team UK.
Needs to perform better than the construction worker boys.
Yeah, and they're ahead of him just at the moment. It's only a couple of points in here. I think at this moment, though, for T-Bone, he's happy. He's sitting at the top
he's
line of the
guaranteed.
table. Yeah, I'm about to say, at this point, he's a guaranteed slot for Team UK. And I'd say this, coming into this, though, he always having a conversation with him, and obviously you guys know I live pretty close to him. He was like, I'm not sure, there's a lot of other people, I have to perform. And he was adding pressure. He was going, like... And I was like, mate, just calm down. Just play your normal game. What will be, will be. And I think a lot of these teams, a lot of these players are thinking about a PNC slot at the moment.
I think so too. And I'll say this at this point with how T-Bone and the Ascent guys have done in the last finals. I think he's an absolute guarantee here. I'm not too worried about that. And also for me, like the question is really like, what's the optimal setup? Do we run it back? Do we just go T-Bone, Vart, Fex, and Michael? Or is something else going to happen? We do have some other players playing around in the world as well from the UK too. So let's see. And for EMEA and America's PNC rosters, the priority is 3 players are coming in from a selection from Craft and based on performance.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very important one to come in and perform in your regionals. But yeah, UK, I think still looks good, but we do need to get them in and get the ball running. And I really want to see, once we conclude PEC, they need to start getting the scrims in and start grinding if they're not at PGS.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Team UK, you know me. I'll get my jersey on. Absolutely.
Get a jersey on. Get the haircut.
Get the jersey on, lads. Get there. Get the team haircut sorted. Ascend is Chris playing well, Team Germany player. I really like it. I know we spoke last year about Ascend, and actually they had this kind of a German-speaking roster, and I think it came up twice. Actually, it was like, do we continue with this? Do we limit ourselves on potential players? I actually really like they've opened the doors. Keta, insane with the Bolty. T-Bone wanted to kind of be this IGL, and it seems to have fallen into place. I actually really like how Ascend are playing, kind of like they played before, but also with a little bit of a different dynamic they're bringing to the table. So we'll see how they get into the zone. But for now, Hive on the defensive, PGG looking to try and press the attack on towards the compound, but Hive have the high ground.
MP5 in hand. Good close quarters combat here for Schengen. We saw him already banging out great shots in the last one. He can definitely engage onto this. The question is, there's no the percentage down here. We might even get an airburst nade straight in his face and do some damage. That's shot and send. But they disengage from this high ground here. And remember, we saw Na'Vi getting really big games from this area here.
I was about to say, look at my map feed, where are the other two, but not too far away. Twisted Mind's going for a 2-2 split as well. They've left 2 in test track. Storm on request, Airborne. S2G still playing pretty tight. They've got no slack. Pretty good, actually. Nice area for them. They hold that sort of southwest side. Most of the teams, give or take, are rid. I'd say most of these teams, Martin, are in that sort of southeast corner. They're expecting a shift coming down.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the vast majority is down there also because how the river kind of lays out on that eastern side and a little bit of unplayable in the north as well. So I understand the priority here, but we do get a pop just in a second here, Mark. So let's see, where do we end up? Do we go from river or do we go straight to the western side?
Look at Twisted Mind already moving down. It goes across towards the west. So Twisted Mind's migrating down to that south to southeast corner. The zone says no. So they turn around. Whether they hold into the test track could be interesting. That 2-2 split. Yo's already on the move. They were driving as they come in towards the zone. Na'Vi has to collapse as well. Jogo Benito got a prime compound now to try and hold. And I really, really like No Slack's position by the high tower.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult to lock down as well. Na'Vi now shots towards Yo here as they migrate across the Great Plains of Rondo. There is popping tires and disengaging some of the vehicles of Hive. They're holding on to this eastern side. That's a good shot. Oh, drive-by.
Drive-by.
Pull up.
Stack up, park their car and deny Ferris the opportunity to play anymore. They're going to control his area. Sparrow not too far away. Rockton Knock Mogul gets that confirmation. Sparrow presents the opportunity to disengage. Boostic is in the compound with Hakatoris. He looks to go back, gets in the car, goes for the seat swap, now hits the reverse. Should be able to put the car in cover and find safety.
Based on this pop here, the amount of fights we're going to have on this eastern and southeast side here is going to be insane. Exhal is looking really poised for a lot of points from that northwestern side. They're locking down so much space. And if they can peacock a lot of it, Storm on request might not even get a chance inside a door. Or a foot inside the door, you could say even, or a chance to get inside that circle. All the west, though, and you would assume with such a hard shift on the western side that there's so much space there, but it's actually an insane amount of space. As we do have nades from Joker Benito towards Yo, and PewDiePie goes down. Michael finds Simon, though.
He dropped a grenade. He dropped the grenade. They have to run back. It actually gets back to safety. Michael saving the day. You can see Joker Benito getting itchy feet, though. They had the safety of the compound, but they want to push. Cappy gets that confirmation on the board for them. And for Team Yo, they were just trying to dig a trench, though, in the fields and play out. And Joker Benito eager, itching to try and take some kills.
Well, let's find Slug Jacket here. PDG also losing members. A little bit south of here, as you see in the minimap. Oh, that's a big pull-up here from Vitality. They have Panzerfaust in hands, and they're looking for a big pull-up here. That's a great angle for Kristalny. Chrissy does find him, though, but he did get Levante, and now perfect third-party opportunity for Yo.
It's good play. Good play. Team Vitality understanding this compound is key. Look, if they lose the fight, they've got the recall center right in it, so it doesn't really matter. You just got to win it. How am I bad? Going to go for the res. Jason's side, Nolito does back up, and we spoke to him yesterday. It was all about getting kills. No real plan apart from that. Slaven pops the smoke. He's going to try and close the gap.
Just shoot. Just get the kills. Oh, that's a good nade there. Gedrox does 33 damage to Slaven. Now down to 2-man, and Joker Benito is definitely worried about the onslaught and the third party from Yo. It might be just a little bit of a stalemate here. Vitality has the information that this is Joker Benito, so they know that this has been a fight with Yo, so it's a great pull-up and a great timing here for Vitality. Oh, Levante with that Panzerfaust in hand. I think they have two equipped, or a secondary. Oh, Hello Might Red dropped it even, so I think it's only one, with Levante having one of them. He has the high ground, he has the door opening, he can peek out and maybe divert a third party. Next circle pop, though, Mark, is going to be crucial. Where do we go? Oh my, we do go really close and dead center to where Bushido Wildcats is. We've had a circle similar to this already, and that was such a good fight, especially how many teams were fighting up on that eastern side where Yo, Joker Benito, and Vitality is.
It's difficult, right? Yo want to get into that compound as quickly as they can. It's difficult to live out there, especially with a lot of these teams coming around the south side. So I feel like they're going to feel the pressure shortly. We've got obviously S2G, VP have to try and work their way in. Then we to look into accounts of like an RV coming on the east side. So there's a lot of pressure for Yo, but it's about timing. Cappy gets an open and gets a confirmation done. They really need a knock. If they get a knock onto kind of a team Vitality, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Yo crash that compound.
I think they're too smart for that, especially knowing that high ground that no slack was on is going to go away because it's unplayable. It's a big pillar of a rock, so there's a big chance that it might get center circle. I think it's not worth it, to be honest, to commit already. I think it's going to be a third-party timing instead, and then just reinforce from that eastern side where they're already hunkered down. Also, with the few kills that they already had on Joker Benito, then they might be able to just reinforce that area. Also, the cast they have, like, it's too much of a fort mark in my book to give up, unless it's a perfect third party. Like, if, let's say, Joker Benito gets 2 knocks onto Vitality, and there's a window of opportunity of a minute or more, and they see, okay, this is a 5-point play, and then we get the compound, then I see it. But otherwise, they're going to get backfilled by teams that's already on that southeastern side. VP's out there, S2G's out there, construction workers out there, and Navi's lurking in the eastern side too, so it's close. And that's the scary thing, because teams have gotten so good at their third-party timings that you really have to play really disciplined about it. Kovalevi with the mortar, are they making space for themselves in between, or are they shooting? That's crazy.
Look at where he's going. He's going just alongside that kind of Bushido Wildcat. He's giving IX the opportunity to move forward. That's really good.
Huge.
That's really good, the guy's opportunity. And we said this before, I can see the mortars being played as a 50-50. Either goes offensively, and actually maybe say 60-40. I feel like we are going to see more the mortar now becoming a defensive play and digging your own terrain.
Look, and it's around the rock as well. Like, this is perfectly lined up. Like, these guys, shortly, the new meta is going to be a finger tattoo where you can perfectly measure the distance when you're zoomed out on your map to make sure that you hit the perfect area here. 169 as well. That's also a setup ahead to see if they can make some space around the rocks here. I really like this play here. And I completely agree. I think this is the biggest part of the terrain update. Sure, it's annoying that you run into a guy that's had a pickaxe for 3 minutes and has been able to dock himself a perfect angle of attack here, but the terrain destruction is huge. Oh my god, that northwestern shift though, perfectly for IXC, no slack. Storming request as well. Ascent looking decent to get a foot inside the door here, but look at how they have locked this one down as there's a knock on nail cup. They've got to reinforce.
Go back to that no slack mortar. They knew that zone was going to play away from the high ground. This was all about this shift here. This all phase 4 migration for them. But Wildcats looking to try and get the opening SUG. Obviously have to work their way in. They do neighbour no slack now, so they do find Dave's got a trench and puts him out of sight here as Code Marco will just make the mark but can't get enough.
This new terrain destruction here, there's just going to be trench warfare at one point here. The amount of control, and look at the space that they've made themselves around the rocks, around the hard cover. It's perfectly dug out here. You're going to have to hit them with mortars. And if you play it smart, you can maybe, mortar ahead and then straight strike off a mortar shot with the airtime the mortars have here. VP, though, on a big fight here with the PGG. Presenti does find Nixie. It's a big name to take down here. Presenti, I'm not sure he's going to be able to be saved. Lukarooks finds Salik. And now it's down to just Presenti. Shots come in and a lot of damage done to both Lukarooks and them. But PGG is out in 15th place here and 4 kills for VP.
It's a big migration from VP. I was talking to Ibby on the break. I had to remind him that game 2 started. Here comes the third party, though. As they have to move their way around. Look at the counter third party as well, as construction workers also moving across towards the west. Naylup, here's the cars, looks for the opportunity, but knows he can't get it.
I like the disengage there. That's smart. I have to get out. I have to disengage and extract it just a little bit quicker here. And also that did not enable them to get anything done or try to save Nixie either. So now VP's down to a 3-man. Beamy finds Stayed. That's a nemesis and VP. Now shots come in from Na'Vi as they have hunkered down the eastern side of this new circle here. Yo trying to make a big send-off at Jeem's been found here with the Akatar with them 249. Nodi's down as well. Lukarooks finds Stayed. Jeem's been confirmed too. PewDiePie goes down as well to Bushido Wildcats. They're just sending it straight through the middle and hoping for the best here.
Yeah, they were hoping for a zone coming back their way, but it's not going to be the case. Steve from Nemesis was caught out on his own, so punished as VP kind of crashed their way in. No, be on the other side though. Boosting gets perfected. Swing across towards Batunin. He jumps on the other side. He gets Batunins as well. That's 2 for Boosting.
That's huge, Na'Vi. What a drive-by pull-up here. More M249 shots comes in. Nagatar finds Lou. There's just Examber left, and he's going to be found too. What a destruction for Na'Vi to deny the leaders of their current lead, and they get 6 kills here and are still 4 alive. Never mind, Boosting's dead.
What are we watching? Na'Vi eager to close the gap. 59 points. They've got it in a range of 10 now, a range of a win. If they can convert, how has the higher ground? They've been here for a while. The zone obviously has to shift back out their way. Ascend moving towards that north side. But lots of teams again left waiting, wanting to find the zone as they're on the outside in the south.
This is actually such a great spot for an airdrop to set up in together with Shiplist. And then outside there, high ground, the amount of information they have here. Look at Ascent's control and space that they have ahead of him in the northeastern and northwestern side. That if you cut the circle in half, they have the majority of that northern side with how obviously not moving out of their compound.
Let's see what we see from Ascent though. It's that 2-2 split. They've gone towards the outside. They're happy to sit on the ridge of the zone, trying to catch these rotations around as they will be looking towards that kind of storm request on the south. Rest of the guys, though, want to try and stop any sort of approach. So it won't be kind of from an XL, might become from a Na'Vi, but there's no real need. Na'Vi just had to shimmy their way forward. They've still got a little bit of a ridge to play from. As the mortar fire coming from the south, this is, again, trying to make their own playable area as Bushido Wildcats send them on forward. But look at that, construction workers coming behind. They see the mortars done. Bushido Wildcats looking to go in towards zone. It comes on top, and hell of my bad from 5 PWD, but that's from Vitality. There's a second, and Michael will fall as well.
So much damage done already, and now the third party comes in here, and Elbe finds the flush onto Michael. Schiller did get Beamy too, and now Bushido Walker's on an absolute fire here for construction workers. Multiple knocks on both sides. Nail goes down as well. Beamy's been confirmed by Lazar. Avad finds Code Marco. What a great engagement here for construction workers to get some points on to Bushido Wildcats.
Wow, they are trying to construct together a bit of a game plan.
Wow.
Oh, Fardo sees the body, but destruction actually puts his car out of action. Team Vitality getting involved as well. They overrun, unfortunately, the guys from Team Yo. Bushido Wildcats, I felt for them. They were looking to kind of find their stepping stone as they launched their mortar fire forward. The construction workers rolling from the south and roll over our Bushido Wildcats.
That's so well executed. What a great way, both for Vitality and construction workers, to force themselves into the circle and take a spot away from an opponent. That's huge for them, but they are on the edge here, Mark, and if they do not get a circle shift towards that direction, they're going to have to do it again.
Yep. This is one downside to the destructible train. Can mobilize your car pretty quickly.
That's pretty perfect.
Extra fortification. Navi, they did etch their way in. I think they were looking at the third party. They are neighbouring Vitality and Hakatori with 2 grenades in hand. Knows he's potentially in grenade distance, and with the trenches being dug, all he needs to do is find one of those players in the trench with a grenade and it will bury them. For now, a bit more of a standoff though. 58 seconds to go before we see the next zone.
Yeah, this was the shift here towards S2G. They're just going to be hungry and dying for so long. They actually have such a great spot. But again, that south, that western side, that eastern side, the vast majority of the teams are going to be fighting. It's going to be No Slack Nemesis. It's going to be Construction Workers and VP. And it's going to be Vitality and Navi fighting for that same small space ahead and inside this circle here. Howl is looking good. S2G is looking good. I think Ascent has a good play to kind of play on the other side of the road and play up towards X-Howl until they get another circle, though.
I was about to ask you that. Where would you go if you Ascend? Do you play on that kind of north side,
play
that
under
region
them.
way? Yeah. They just got to be careful. I don't know if they know about that dugout trench just yet. The mortar fire's going towards the compound. Here comes the grenades. They go over the top here. Quizzy has dug far and wide. Ferris, though, does find one. There's the grenade. Little spray comes in from the adjacent side. Looking for a steal, though, from the construction workers. Doesn't quite get it. Hakatori does fall down, so we go round robin. As every team taking their neighbor out.
So much mortars are so effective here. Oh my god, that's great shots from Fairwish getting nail cop. That's an AUG headshot from that distance. Is absolute destruction. Fairwish continues to kind of try to deny this onslaught that's coming in here, Mark.
He hasn't got a helmet. His vest is being held together as well, so he has to be careful.
Get the doctor go.
But the cheek of it, to be able to get the knock from that distance, how do I bad? Needs to get rid of the south. That grenade's good. It bounces through, though. Unfortunately for him, doesn't find the hole. How do my bad has one more. If he knew how close that was, maybe he'd roll the dice one more time. The car, well, it's gone. It's descended its way down. No more cover for that one. Navi has to push his way in. Ascend did push away on that north side. And for Team Vitality, apart from the flashes, they're running out of utility.
You know, you gotta stop digging. It's gonna be rough to have anywhere to play now. They push on to.
Reload,
oh my god, he's got to reload, Quizzy. Shots coming in too, and more denies coming in. S2G denying No Slack and any of these guys trying to get in here. Shitter does a lot of work. And Vitality with this fight on the eastern side with Navi is going to be rough.
We saw this though from X-Howl. As for the qualification that allowed Team Nemesis, you've got to remember they were in this compound here last week. And Team Nemesis came storming by with 2. Correxy needs to try and storm by. Lucrax does find 1. Fexto holds, and he holds the line. He gets not just Lucrax confirmed, but he also gets Corexy confirmed out. Team Vitality 4 kills, and now the blue pushes him in.
Yeah, it's got to sneak in. Hello, my bad, trying to make the most of it. Hakatori down here. A little bit of a rough fight. Spirit does find Quitzy. That's damage done again. Navi 9 kills, 2 alive still. Can't get more done here from this northeastern side, but they do need another shift to come their way. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible. Look at that shift though, Mark. They're going to have to run open terrain and cross where Howl is just looking straight at them to get into this next circle, or engage on the compound and try to take a 2v4 with Howl.
It's just to see what they do, right? Not just from a kind of Na'Vi perspective, but Ascend needs to make a move. Storm Request were going for a 2-2. They reinforce a 3-1. Not too bad. Team Vitality falling knife. Not a bad game for them. 5 points in the zone. That doesn't favour them. Everyone else in the south side must be looking at S2G location. And with construction workers up to 7 kills, they've got the numbers. But they, as you say, they've got so much open terrain to move forward. I think it's going to come down to how much utility do they have. And look, no grenades here from Fex. He has no way to dig himself a new hole until he gets there with the pickaxe.
He saw one guy sneaky beaking over here. He's got the cover. And Ferris might have some information too. From Ferris' angle, I think he might have... Fex's phone number. 2 stuns are coming in. That shot's coming in. Good connections. Spiritos hit the headshot and takes Fex down though. And now it's down to Naleb and Pixelic to get the confirmations in on the 2 Na'Vi guys. 10 kills though for Na'Vi. What a game again for them to come back here.
Yeah, and now we're in the placement points as well. I think he's going to tab out. That's not a bad game for them. And they are looking at the marathon, not just the sprint. So they will go out. 7th place for them. It does put them on a nice number. Ascent need to figure out how they rotate their way around, but they can't drop the ball on Exhale because at any point Exhale can come peek over that ridgeline safe. Yes, they might be able to commit some bodies towards Storm and Request if they want to, but the danger is higher up. Nice move from Storm and Request though. They know that Ascend might need to come this way. They do push 2 towards S2G, but they do anchor 2 towards that northwest corner.
Really smart play from Ascend here. Look at Storm and Request. There might be a third-party opportunity for them to take this fight with S2G and Storm and Request. Ascend might be even fighting with Howl here. Utilities being committed. Now that's a big fight here. Iskris is sending it in. Jump shots come in, connecting a lot onto Shipless. Look at that. Gets another one. Gets the knock on him too.
Ketcher's got information as well. The other 2 are coming out the compound. And the Shipless sees the movement though from it's Chris. They have to try and defend him. They just defend him once and they get the second. Ketch goes down. Now they can open the floodgates now as Ascendo getting caught out. Nacop launches out with the molly though. But Storm on Request, they want to get their points and they're able to bag one.
Yeah, that's a huge one now. It continues the onslaught onto Nailcop. Exile here, now down to just a 2-man. They're going to have to dig deep to survive this one.
Look at Storm Request position, Martin. They've committed. They've gone across the zone. It shifts back their way, and they're trying to capitalize up here on Exhale. Is this another week that Exhale lose the compound on the high ground? They will be gutted.
Yeah, that'd be rough. Sense push on to Exile here. A push for and a play for points here, but rough engagement with them having the hard cover behind both the houses and the walls as well. Sure, they got the opening knock, but the Mad had an absolute opening onto 2 of the members on Ascend there. Keta going down, unfortunately for them. Now Storm and Request is looking like they have in the vast majority of the control and the space here on this circle. Mark, I really feel like this is an easy play. If Storm Request plays it smart and just poke the other teams towards each other, they might be able to finish this one at an absolutely staggering amount of points here. 5 kills already. This could be a 10-kill game plus for them, plus the win. That'll be 20 points. And they had nothing prior to this game almost. It could be doubling their points just this game alone.
Oh, let's be completely transparent. There were 17 points coming to this game, right? So
easy double.
This is a huge game from them, right? Easy double game. The danger, I feel like, is that north push, whereas we might see Exhale leave the compound and wrap their way down. If they can defend that, as you say, they are going to push the other teams into each other. S2G, well, they've been digging a hole for quite some time. I wonder if they can dig a hole in towards maybe a top 2, as they will receive a lot of pressure, because as they do push these teams round, the only position to take that you have a bit of cover now is S2G.
The next apparent fight should be Stormer and Chris holding out Hall from the compound here. Or maybe construction workers fighting straight towards S2G here. Let's see with CISO. Only 1 utility in the pockets. Pixelic continues his search for diamonds as he wants to upgrade his pickaxe. It's not happening anytime shortly though. CISO trying to single-handedly hold out Howl. Both Naileb helps. Pixelic finds more as well. CISO finds Nilcop. And that's an opening on to Howl. That's just 1 player left. And Shipless finds CISO. That's 2. That's huge. This is S2G's chance to strike.
This is unfortunately Storm and Request getting blown away. They lost that whole side. They have to reinforce. They have to try and get the res. That means they have to try and hold out though. But with an M249, 210, that might try and help out. Nice pick up. Quebecer does find Pixel. but they've got multiple teams to hold on to.
They're being held by a single player, but he has an M249, and the amount of bullets in that gun is just never going to stop. Pixelic dropped the Molotov on himself to get the confirmation. Now it's just nail it. And it's going to be a 4v3 with S2G and Storm and Request here, Mark. And I'm kind of surprised that S2G actually didn't come out and strike in the 2 knocks that Storm and Request had. That was their chance. That was their window of opportunity. And now Nail continues to onslaught onto Storm and Request here.
I'm with you. I think that's a big talking point, though. I have to pause that at the moment. Maybe it was kind of the construction workers that stopped that push coming out as Pixel was coming over. Now comes the Flood as they will work their way around. The M249, well, it sprays out the bullets. Doesn't spray for long, though. Native does go down, and Storm Request, though, it's like a breeze. 2 versus 1. Lazar actually going for the res as well. I don't know if you should stick it. He pops up. He goes down. Oh, my God. 1v1 at the end.
So confirms one more. He's 7 kills. Storm Request 10 here. It's a little bit more to get it in. One more player. Could he get a res off? Is that the opportunity here? Schiller, though, he's a mean man. He can finish this fight quite easily, but Sizzle has the advantage. He has the ridge to work with too here, Mark. Look at that easy peek.
Let's get a peek. He's out in the open, and it seemed like a summer storm. It came, it went, but it came back with a vengeance, though. 11 kills, 21-point game.